To enrich.
Hey everybody, welcome back, friends and family of the internet. You guys, congratulations, America. Trump is back in power, baby, and we are going to drill, baby, drill. Can I tell you guys, I have cried, I have praised, I have sang, I have danced, and I have looked like a complete and utter idiot in the middle of my house. So excited that Trump is back in power. Let's see what a few things that he has
foreign sources
to say.
The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before to restore confidence and effectiveness to our federal government.
Hold on.
My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah. So right now, Trump is up there, you guys, telling the world what he's fixing to do. And I can tell you by watching that Kamala Harris and Biden are not excited. But first, let's start with the swearing in of Trump today. Let me see. I'll get it there for you guys. Let's start with JD Vance. Hi, everybody. He is cleaning house, folks. If you're not watching this, you are really missing out.
That I will support and defend.
So JD Vance being sworn in.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. The duties of the office. The duties of the office. On which I am about to enter. On which I am about to enter. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
This is history, guys. America is making history right now. Stunning.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, Jesus. And I'm going to tell you guys what. Let me get some lights on. I've been trying to work with the backlighting in this house whenever I go live. And there's not much I can do, folks. I just, I've got a lot of windows in my house, and unfortunately, it does make a glare. Yes, so RFK is going to clean up food, but I mean, Trump is blowing it out of the water. Just now, he said we are going to drill, baby, drill. We're bringing back car manufacturing. The Green New Deal, he blew it out of the water. He's like, I'm writing an executive order today. There will be no more EVs. That mandate is gone. We're going to put money into manufacturing. We're going to put money into drilling. He basically said everything the Inflation Reduction Act did, he's undoing it. The Remain in Mexico Illegal Alien Border Act, back in, baby. No more crossing the border. I know a lot of people are going to have opinions about what he's saying, but guys, we have to put America first, period. And if you did not understand what's really going on, there's an information control thing going on in America right now. So basically, the CIA and the Department of Defense wants to control each and everything that you find out. Now, I found this to be hilarious, so take it with a grain of salt, but I had to show you guys this.
She's lining up at Red border. This year, he takes charge as the immigration officer. TikTok refugees lining up at Red border. This year, he takes charge as the immigration officer. Border policy. Strict, Let me see who cannot pass. Tommy from Las Vegas. How many cats do you have? No cats. How you gonna pay cat tax? You will be homeless. Next. Okay, dog counts. Dog is like cat's cooler cousin. Welcome to Red Note. Next, Michael from Chicago. What can you bring to Chinese people? 6 packs. Everyone likes 6 packs. Any question for me before you pass? I see. What's your favorite breed? Because we only eat your favorite breed. Not pass. Next, Jessica from Ohio. Do you know what that 666 mean on Red Note? Okay. Who's this diva? Get her pass. Today we got TikTok.
So what she's saying is that everybody off TikTok is moving to Red Note. And Red Note, again, is owned by and controlled by the CCP. So it's kind of like pointless for them to shut down TikTok because, and I have to show you this to you guys, because it does matter and it is very important. Where did I put it though? Okay, and have you guys heard about what Dior bags are? We're going to talk about Dior bags next.
Awakening right now. People are speaking to Chinese citizens on Red Note, and they're saying not what you think. Someone asked, "What do you think of America?" And the response was, the funny thing is that you guys think you are free. You have the illusion of freedom. And you know what? That sent shivers down my spine. Because think about this long and hard. If you own a house, and let's say you don't even have the mortgage, you worked really hard, you paid off your mortgage, and then all of a sudden one year you fall in tough times, and all of a sudden you can't pay the property tax. Or matter of fact, each and every year they decide that they want to raise property tax because they have assessed your property worth more, and you're on a fixed income. How are you supposed to? What happens if you don't pay your taxes?
You lose your property.
The government takes your property. You're probably watching this on the phone that you're making payments on. So if you really honestly think about it, you're working 40, 60 hours of your life every week, 40, 60 years of your life with the hopes of retiring. Are we really free? I thought America was the land of the free and home of the brave. It doesn't seem like that. Matter of fact, our government has decided that they get to censor free speech. They get to ban apps, just like the very country that they say we should be afraid of. Communist tyranny. We, the people, are over it.
We're over it.
Pluto is in Aquarius. The age of revolution is here. AI, technology, and we, the people, together we stand. Divided we fall. Massive.
He's right. People
right
are sick of it. There is a massive awakening going on. Let me show you guys this one because she really hurt my heart because as a mom, I totally get where she was coming from. I hope I didn't accidentally delete her video.
Huge national security concern. I can't think of a potentially
let me do it on this side.
Propaganda tool.
Oh yeah, this is her.
Did he just say propaganda tool? I'm sorry, sir. I thought the national security threat was in terms of data collection. Here are some fun facts. Instagram, Facebook, Google, DoorDash, and Airbnb all collect more data than TikTok. TikTok has contributed more than $24 billion to U.S. gross domestic product and more than 224,000 jobs to the U.S. economy. Mind you, as of January 15th, the United States is over $36.2 trillion in debt. There are over 1.3 million creators that operate their businesses on TikTok. In less than 24 hours, 3.4 million American citizens volunteered their data to an actual Chinese communist app in protest of their own government. TikTok is not a publicly shared company. Meta is a publicly shared company. Members of Congress who voted on the TikTok ban are invested in Meta stock. Meet your politicians. Senator Markway Mullen purchased between $15,000 and $50,000 of Meta shares on January 2nd, 2024 and January 26, 2024. Mike McCall, who introduced the TikTok ban legislation, was a little bit sneakier about it by using his family's trust to purchase his Meta stock. Representative Byron Donald voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 6th. Representative Greg Stanton voted yay and purchased Meta stock on November 9th, 2023. Representative Diana Harshbarger voted yay and purchased Meta stock on March 3rd, 2023. Representative Ro Khanna voted nay but purchased Meta stock on November 7th. Representative Dan Crenshaw voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 2nd, 2022. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 30th. The list goes on and on. You guys can look it up. Members of Congress are actually required by law to disclose their financial transactions, including stock trades, under the Stock Act. Ironically, the purpose of that law is to make sure that Congress members do not make any major decisions if there's a personal financial benefit. The irony of fear-mongering a nation about the threat of Chinese communism by stripping them of their jobs, freedom of information, freedom of speech, freedom of open communication, freedom of discourse, and right to discern propaganda is wild. All
Yeah, it
while
is.
one publicly shared corporation that is notorious for controlling propaganda to literally puppeteer elections by unethically collecting our data lobbies Congress to vote on a ban to continue to monopolize where we receive all of our information. And the Congress members who voted for this monopoly were legally allowed to have shares in the stock. But it's totally normal the CIA lizard dumped $7 million into pushing this ban through because he went on Joe Rogan and talked about jujitsu. As for me, I was a broke singer-songwriter trying to make it in the music industry. And now I am one of those 1.3 million creators that can put food on the table because of TikTok. It provided me with the first equal opportunity platform to show my songs to the whole world. I didn't need to be Instagram famous. I didn't need to be some celebrity's kid. I didn't need to have a lot of money. I just needed to post a video of myself singing to my 140 followers. Thanks to TikTok, I have grown my audience to 14.7 million followers. I've accumulated over 270 million likes and billions of views on my music. I could sell tickets to my shows. I bought my first house from the money I made with my TikTok brand partnerships. My songs made it to top 10 radio because I promoted them on TikTok. I built a community of people healing from eating disorder. And with that community, I was able to stand up to a multi-million-dollar corporation called Victoria's Secret. I got to sing songs with first responders, doctors, small business owners, artists, kids, grandparents, Olympians, magicians, veterans, triple amputees. My TikTok account was not only mine. It was a place for other people's perspectives, for the kid I babysit to confront mean girls in her school. It was supposed to be something that I could show my daughter one day and be like, look, mommy made this. And you can do anything too. You can follow your dreams and you can change the world.
Yeah.
This just feels so icky. And now I'm saying goodbye to the future that I built for my family, fair and square. With a baby on the way, so a bunch of corrupt, dirty politicians can feed their babies.
Why did I show you that?
Could be focusing.
Why did I show you that? Yeah, it's a little long. I showed you that because of one thing. America's supposed to be a country built on dreams. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. If you believe it, you can do it. But for the past 60 years, our children, our grandchildren, every generation subsequently after the next has been dumbed down, has been totally confused about their gender and their social place. We have been lied to repeatedly about who is the bad guy and who is the good guy. Our own government has been trying to destroy us, the American people. And you see a young mother on here saying, I have a daughter, I'm pregnant again. I bought a house with my hard-earned money that I earned. And the politicians want to take it from them. I'm just saying, you guys, at some point, you need to wake up and realize this whole nonsense with TikTok is so much bigger than most of you realize.
No homeless.
And then China.
Because in China, even though you are very poor, like
this way.
you're a very poor person, and even though that your parents maybe have an old house inside the countryside, they have an old apartment inside the city somehow, and that house, that apartment, just paying zero tax to the government. We Chinese, we do not have property tax, housing tax. We also do not have a car tax. Like every year you need to renew a tag on your license in the United States, paying $250 or something. No such thing. Once we own the car, we own the house, just no tax. We only pay tax when we buy it for one time. Okay, such like my apartment, $70,000. When I buy it, I only pay one time, 1% of the tax.
So what is Red Note doing? It's showing Americans how screwed we are. We're being taxed to support the rest of the world. That's what Americans are taxed for. Look at the community you live in. Do you see any new construction? Everything, the infrastructure of this country is literally falling apart. Why? Because we have dirty politicians. So thank God for Trump.
Today's government is so damn dumb. They don't realize they are exposing Americans to how much better other countries have it than us. Trying to ban TikTok literally drove millions of people to Red Note just for the Chinese people to say, look, this is how we living over here. I'm sure y'all got all this, and we looking like, nah, we ain't got 90% of that. Them prices, we ain't got it. Universal health care, we ain't got it. You supposed to be able to come over here and have the big house with the white picket fence. We can't afford the fence.
Nope.
By itself. They really think the excuse of they can manipulate our data is the reason why we don't fuck with them. No, we don't fuck with y'all because y'all don't fuck with us. Y'all hate us. They don't even want to raise the minimum wage up, bro. People still getting paid $7 an hour. People from America, people from UK, people from China, all of us are congregating and coexisting peacefully, and our government hates that shit. Because now, what are you going to say? Oh, that country hates us. They want to see us burn. They don't like us at all. No, y'all don't like us. Y'all want to see us burn. If we ain't making millions of dollars a year, y'all don't give a fuck about us. The United States government.
So having Trump in today as our new president gives me great hope. It gives me great hope that he's going to reduce taxes, that he's going to, put tariffs back in place. Folks, we've got to do something. America is in a horrific financial burden. I mean, our government has been at war with we the people for generations. They have tested diseases on us. They have tested weapons on us. They have done secret, hidden nonsense. And what did Trump just tell us last night? He said, I'm going to, let me find it because it's here. Hold on.
Our country to the merit system, the Supreme Court.
Let me see.
What's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
Reverse the overclassification.
Here it is.
Our country to the merit system,
It's about getting rid of DEI.
The Supreme Court ruled.
Let me do this side. Hold on.
That the United States is
Wait,
allowed.
there it is.
To go by the merit system, which is what made us great in the first place. That was a big ruling that a lot of people don't even know about, but it was a big, tremendous ruling. And you're focusing on character, competence, and qualifications in all hiring decisions. Now you're allowed to go by competence and ability and genius. You don't have to hire somebody to send up one of his rocket ships that doesn't know anything about what's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents. And in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam. And I will direct our military to begin construction of the great Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will all be made in the USA. And we will get wokeness the hell out of our military immediately and make it like it used to be.
Because let me tell you guys something. Do y'all realize that we paid for and built Israel's Iron Dome? That we paid for and defended the Ukraine's border? That we sent $1 million to South Africa recently for drought? But we have North Carolinians living in tents in below zero weather today. That's happening in America. Now, I will say this. Trump gave a shout out to North Carolina in his inauguration speech. And oh my gosh, Biden and Kamala Harris like they're fixing to have a fit.
Establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place.
Yeah, other states that were punished for having a Trump sign in their yard. Guys, what I'm showing you right now is called primary information. I'm showing it coming out of the horse's mouth, so to speak. I'm not telling you what Trump said. I'm allowing you to hear what Trump said for himself, which is extremely important. Now, what is happening in California? Oh, it's bad.
Horrific that someone must answer, that Gavin Newsom will leave office, that Karen Bass will leave office. Any sense that that could happen, that there's going to be a popular outcry for that?
Well, there had been rumblings like a volcano, noises, that the effort to repeal the prohibitions on DEI hiring, the old Prop 209, they tried to overthrow it 2 years ago, and that Prop 13 won overwhelmingly to keep a ban on race, not that the bureaucrats obeyed it, on racial hiring. And then the reparations effort by Gavin Newsom fizzled. And then most recently, in the last election, there was a ballot proposition the people put on over the objections of Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom to bring back felony consequences for shoplifting of any kind, and get rid of the $950 exemption that had greenlighted, and that passed. So when you have here in the Central Valley, from which I'm speaking, you have a lot of conservative Hispanic second and third generation who are now taxpayers, and they run the city councils and they have to pay taxes, and they are furious about the open borders, especially that there's half the people coming in under the new waves are not from Mexico.
Nope.
They're from China, they're from Russia, they're from Ukraine, they're from Latin America, and they don't have an expatriate lobbying facility that the Mexican immigration did. So they're not vested in open borders, but they are angry they have to pay for it. So there's a lot. So Fresno County, from which I'm speaking, it's always blue. It's about 70% Hispanic. It flipped red in the last election. 5 counties did. And where these fires hit, if you know Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades, even Altadena, which is a middle near Pasadena, but especially Pacific Palisades is the most beautiful place in Los Angeles. B, it is old established liberal money. And when you couple it with nearby Malibu, Hollywood, this is the most leftist enclave in Los Angeles and the wealthiest. And they now have been wiped out by the people they voted for. And this is not the end of it, because they have to take away the carnage. They've got to get building permits. They've got to be allowed to build. They're in the jurisdiction of this Maoist, Stalinist Coastal Commission of unelected utopians that stops all development within a certain 2 miles of the coast.
They did that in Maui.
It's going to be a fight, and Gavin Newsom is under criticism from these people. So yesterday he said, I'm going to let the Coastal Commission edicts that stop you from rebuilding, I'm going to put them in abeyance. They're not going to be applicable to you. But then everybody said, rather than being rewarded for that, they said, well, if it was such a bad idea now, why didn't you do it before? So that's sort of what they're saying. And then the DEI and the homeless, suddenly these people are, you can't talk about homeless starting fire. Everybody knows the homeless start fires. They go out on the hillsides, they're cold in the winter, they light fires to keep warm. Now they've caught 3 or 4 of these people, and you could not mention homeless. Karen Bass said 4 years ago, don't blame the homeless for fires. Well, now they're seeing them. So people like the Kardashians are saying, this guy's lighting fires. I saw him. And then the looting, the DEI loot. I mean, there's a lot of people from minority communities that have not been jailed for serial crimes by Mr. Gascon, who was just thrown out, the DA. And so now we found just 2 arsonists this morning that had long records. And so
we're going to go to a break. Forgive me. We'll be right back.
So yeah, California is waking up.
And then finally, we had this tech boom where we have $9 trillion in market capitalization. So we had kind of a medieval state with liberal tech barons who enriched the economy, but they had utopian dreams. So the green DEI comes from these people, wealthy, white, and Asian activists.
And guess what?
Lab rats, the people.
Yeah, California was where they did all these crazy attempts to, socialize America. And where's California now? It's literally billions of dollars in debt. There are more people moving out of California that are moving in, if you exclude all the illegal aliens. Nobody can afford to live there. Nobody wants to live there. It's literally on fire. There's an app where you can Google where all the human feces happens to be in the cities in California. That's insane. Yeah, there's a real app. It's like called the crap app or something. And people pinpoint where there's human feces. Now, the cost of food, folks, all of that, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take you calling your representatives, your elected officials, and getting them on and in line with Trump. That's up to you. You've got to put pressure on the people that are elected because there's still a lot of these insane, heavy leftist thinking politicians and all the rhinos that are hidden in plain sight that, have stock in Meta. I mean, guys, let's stop being afraid to say, whoa. I might like what you have to say, but what you say and what you do are 2 different things. We people who consider ourselves MAGA have got to be to the point where we're willing to put everybody's feet to the fire, including Trump. And if you aren't there, then you're part of the problem. And I keep telling people that you can't be caught up in the love of a person so much you aren't willing to look at both their words and their actions and weigh them together. There's too many people on the right that are just not willing to discuss any of Trump's picks. They're not willing to look at who's got stock in Meta. I mean, you want to put your head in the sand. Just like people on the left, no matter what Biden and Kamala Harris did, they thought they were the greatest thing ever. And we're like, look what they're doing to our country. And those people wouldn't listen. Don't be those people on the right. If you question something, it doesn't mean you're not supporting Trump or you're not a good conservative. It means that you are a good American. Question everything, folks. Question everything. We got into the mess we're in because we sat at home and we let good speeches get us all emotional and we gave up our rights. Bush was great at it after 9/11. He had Americans just wanting to be watched by the government for our own safety. Oh, the things we've learned since then. Look how many good conservative Americans were willing to stay home to stop the spread and take because it was to save somebody else's life. We've learned a lot since then. So why would we ever go back to not questioning? Because if you're going to be here with me, guys, Sam's going to question. I'm going to question. It's just who I am. I mean, look, I'm going to tell you what, nobody got more excited than me watching Trump swear in earlier. I was crying. I even put on my American flag sweater. I was praying. I was singing the song with the military. I was in it. But at the same time, my eyes were open. Okay?
We pray all of this in the name
Watch.
of the King of Kings, the Lord.
This right here, I was singing with them. I was marching around my kitchen. If my husband would have come home, he'd have said I was certifiably insane. I mean, I was like saluting and crying and saying the pledge because I love my country. But let me tell you guys something. That Constitution means more to me than any president. My Savior means more to me than any president. And I will watch Trump and every one of Trump's picks with a magnifying glass, guys, because we had better start holding these people accountable. Yeah, I'm praying for England, guy. I mean, don't you just want to march? And it's okay to feel these emotions. It is okay to cry and praise and glorify God and thank him for Trump and pray for America. But please don't go put your head back in the sand. We need to be watching these politicians and these unelected tech billionaires like we have never watched people before, because your entire country and your children's freedom hangs on you being awake, fully awake and in the moment. It's okay to ask questions. I've had people get furious with me. I can't believe you asked that question. Why? I can't believe you didn't. So let's hang in there, guys. I love y'all so much. Have an amazing day. God bless America and welcome back, Trump, baby. Woo, we gonna drill, baby, drill. America's getting rich again. Yeah, yeah. Drill, baby, drill.